in this next session, I'm going to address what we need to do in terms of getting ready for assessment 2. Now, study unit 4. I've sent you all messages about this. Study unit 4 talks about reactive crime intelligence. And I've asked you all to go and read through the chapter or study unit 4 on reactive crime intelligence. So let's quickly recap. What is reactive crime intelligence? It is crime intelligence based on events that have happened already. So we are now reacting to them. Now, in study unit 4, from pages 56 to 75, there are crime incident reports. In other words, reports of crime incidents that happened in a specific geographic area. Now, what I did is there's a matrix there, and you were supposed to complete the matrix on your own from the crime incident information, but I made it easy for you. I've populated this for you, so you are going to get this. Number 1, there's the CAS number, the date that it happened, the time, the day, the crime's address, the type of crime, who's the offender, who's the victim, what was the method that was used, property stolen, value, the officer that attended. This is usually a security officer in the area, the time the person attended, and the level of crime they attribute. So this is not really important, but when you get down to breaking down the different levels of incidents, that is where that last column becomes important. Your second item is there's the CAS number. The CAS number is what you get when you go and report the incident at the South African Police Service. There's the date that it happened, the time, the day, the address. It was also a house robbery. The offender was an African male. The victim is there. Method used was firearm, cash stolen, that amount of money, and Bum was the security officer. He attended at 8 o'clock, and it was a level 4. So you can see how the crime incidents have been recorded here. I want to pause quickly, and I want to ask you, is the matrix information clear? Are you understanding what is going on here? Okay, I have 2, 3 thumbs up. Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, awesome. And I have responses. Okay, that's important that you know what's going on here. Now, in one of the questions in the assessment, you are going to get this matrix. I'm giving you the matrix. But you are also going to get a map. So what you are going to do is you are in one of the questions going to take the information. Let's take number 1. It was a house robbery in Olenhout Street. Now I've plotted it here for you. Can you see? There's number 1. So there was the house robbery in Olenhout Street. So what you now must do is now you must take incident number 2, look for Zeta Street. Let's see if we can find Zeta Street there, Zeta Street. And then you just make a number 2 there with a little circle. And this you are going to do for each of these crime incidents. A small little 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 20. Now you will see that not in all of these addresses do you have a street name. So this is just Olenhout, Fever Street. Yeah, you have 5 Walnut, 6 Torchwood, 3 Wildefay. And also in this map, you don't know where are the street numbers. So it will be efficient if it's in Plankruin to just put a number there and a little circle, or in Walnut, a number there and a little circle, so that I can see you understand plotting, how to plot. The accuracy will come later, but just the plotting of the address onto the map That is going to be very important. And when you are done, you can do this in any way you want to. But when you are done, you will be able to see all 20 incidents on this map. And then there are going to be questions based on what it is that you are seeing. Okay? Are you all good with that? Are you all comfortable with that? Okay, awesome, awesome. And this is where I'm going to pause and I'm going to ask if, based on what we have just spoken about, the matrix and the plotting of the map, are there any uncertainties of what it is that you must do? How must you do it? Okay, I'm happy to see that. What I'm also going to give you is I'm going to give you a performer. Let me just get the right one now before I give you. Where is it now? Just give me a moment. I'll find it now. Editing done. That's not it. I'm going to give you a performer that you basically just complete. Yeah. So I'm going to give you this document in Word as well that you can just download and then complete. Okay. Let me go through quickly so you can see what it is that you have to do. So don't stress about it. That is basically the layout for that part of assessment 2. And then my old favorite, and some of you really, you laugh at me about this. My old favorite is a crossword puzzle. Now you might ask yourself, yes, why does this woman like crossword puzzles? How many of you in this group have experienced the crossword puzzle with me? Just by show of hands. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, I design crossword puzzles. Chantal, do you have a question? You can mute yourself and ask. Okay. Chantal didn't have a question. That's okay. So why do I design a crossword puzzle? Well, basically, a crime investigation is like solving a puzzle, except you don't have a picture and you just have a couple of pieces to go on. So when I design a crossword puzzle, but at the scene you get clues, no? So you will go and you will look at the scene and you will make a projection or you will design a hypothesis. I think this and this and this happened, or I think that and that and that happened. And then you start looking for evidence that supports your hypothesis. But if evidence is not supporting your hypothesis, you cannot force it to fit because it doesn't work that way. And this is why I give you crossword puzzles. The crossword puzzle comes with a clue. If you fill in the clue up, down and across, and there's a word there that doesn't fit, you cannot force it to fit because it doesn't fit. I want to try and teach you to look and to search and to think about the clues I'm giving you, and then to work through your study material so that you can populate the crossword puzzle. Now, many of you use the option to write out down 1, 3, 5, 7, and then you write the options down, but you don't make the effort to actually go and fill in the crossword puzzle. So I won't go to the answer key. Let me open this. Some of you are getting a nice overview now. So here's a crossword puzzle that has already been done. So if you try and put in 3 down, man's best friend. If you try and put in cat will fit if you haven't done kangaroo yet. If you say in 2 down, a flying mammal, well, I can only think of a bat because a cat can't fly. Then you have a clue for kangaroo. And that is how you proceed with a crossword puzzle. So here's going to be your crossword puzzle. It's just out of 15. And then you're going to look in your study guide for the clues, and you are going to populate this. If you want to do the answers this way, across, down, insert your answers there, that's also fine. But what's important is that you first come here and you try and write it in here. And once you see, okay, it fits, then you go and write it. Because many of you, or many of my previous students, have tried this and then they write things here that simply don't fit. So please use the puzzle. Even if you take a screenshot and try and redo it on a piece of paper, try and populate it here so that it makes sense based on the clues. Okay. And that is basically all I want to tell you about Assessment 2. Assessment 2 should be out before the end of the week, and you will get extension for it. Please don't stress. Are there any more questions about Assessment 2, about the matrix, about the map, and about the crossword puzzle? Okay, I see there are no questions in the chat. Does anybody want to ask something on the platform? Okay, no, nobody else. Okay, then I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. I'm going to stop the recording, and I will upload